Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. We are back. Yes, we are back. What is good, everybody? Hope y'all are all in here, all up in the chat. Make sure y'all have liked and shared this video because we are here with a special guest tonight. But I'm not going to bring up my special guest. No, can't do it. Will not do it until we get some likes up in here and we know that y'all, have shared this video. So drop some crowns. I see my crown family up in here. Yes. Hello, everybody. Who is that? Shani Shan, Cynthia Alicia, Neat Q, Gems and Jam Show. What is good, everybody? Drop them crowns. Yes. Is y'all ready? Y'all ready tonight? Is y'all ready for me? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay. So we're going to be on our best behavior, crown family. Okay. So we have a guest up in the Royal Palace. And you know how King Pan and them feel. We gotta treat our guests nicely, okay? Show them around the Royal Palace. You know what he say. We gotta be nice, all right? All right. So let me give y'all a little hint. I'm gonna give you a little hint of who it is. Just a little hint. Rarely a fighter, always poetic. Ooh, yes. Chasing reality recap. Today we have Poetic in the building, y'all. We have Mr. Poetic up in here. Is he here? Y'all? We're Poetic at. Oh, there you go. Say hi, everybody. Be nice. Say hi to Poetic.
What's up? What's up? It's Poetiik Soulja. How y'all feeling?
Poetic Soulja. That's right. Meet the Crown family. You get what I'm saying? Yes. Poetic. Before we start this interview, we have our tagline over here. We pop our shit and we keep it lit. Okay, so you ready to pop your shit?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Also, I'd like to start off the first round of questions with your pronouns. What are your pronouns?
He, him, for sure.
Perfect. All right. We don't want to offend. We pop our shit, but we're not trying
no offense.
No offense. Okay. So now we got that off the way. Welcome to the home of the lituation. Where
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to doing an interview. I know you only found out a few hours ago that you coming into the Royal Palace.
Yeah, didn't really quite know the backstory of you guys. I'm not gonna lie about that. So yeah, that was interesting.
I kind of tricked you. A
little bit.
little bit. But we're gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun over here. Fun over here, okay? So I'm being all newsy. We're gonna get into the interview. Everybody's dropping crowns. Everybody's throwing up the flames. I'm very happy about
that. How y'all feeling?
Yes. So, me being newsy, I heard you grew up in Springfield, Massachusetts. Can you tell me about that? Like, what's your slang? Teach me some Massachusetts slang.
I mean, I don't know. It's close because Massachusetts is on the borderline of Connecticut and New York's right there. So a lot of people say like I sound like I'm from New York, but I was born in Massachusetts. So our slang kind of mimics that area. I don't sound like I'm from Boston because Boston's closer to the water and their accent's completely different. Thank God. I don't like that accent too much. So,
you don't like the Boston accent?
Nah, not for me.
You like the big bull. I don't know how to do it. Nah. I'm gonna teach you Philly accent. I'm gonna teach you some. Okay. I'm gonna teach you our famous word, which is John.
John.
There you go. Look at you. See, I knew it. It came off.
In the building. What's up?
It came off too easy for you. You know what I'm saying? So John is a person, place, thing, everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So we sit back. We up in this joint right now. We chilling.
Yeah. What's up?
So so this is not the first time you've been in front of the camera. You have also done Ayama Fix My Life. Yeah. I don't want to, do too much on that. Everybody see that and things like that. I just want to ask, do you have any regrets doing it? That?
No regrets. I mean, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I try to prep my brothers as much as I could, us going into that situation because they've never done like television before. And I had a few projects under my belt already. So I just, try to prep them as much as I could. Like, listen, I know we about to unravel some things. We about to really like dig deep and have uncomfortable and personal conversations, but just try your best to not be painted as a caricature because that will come off based off whatever strong emotion you lead off. But I mean, my brothers, they have real reactions and they are entitled to those real emotions. So I mean, exactly. Fold it the way it did.
Exactly. Speaking of your brothers, how are they? And you have a twin. brother, an identical twin
I
brother.
have an identical twin brother. Shout out Rita Fine, Cornelius, and my name is Cornell. His name is Cornelius, and then our little brother is Nigel. So shout out Slaughter, Rain. My brothers, they back in Atlanta. I miss them dearly.
So that's like so cool to have a twin, and I noticed y'all are tatted up. So
Yeah.
one of my questions is, who got the most tats?
For the longest, I held it down with the most tattoos, but my little brother, I just saw him a couple weeks ago when I was back in Atlanta, and he's just like down. So I'm like, yes,
So little
you
brother,
got it, you got it, you got it.
okay. Do y'all have any similar tats?
Me and Twin have, we
Ooh,
have right here from Dr. Seuss.
oh, okay.
So he got thing one and I got thing two.
Oh my God. Now,
That
isn't
was
that cute? Now,
and
that's,
also Dr. Seuss is from Springfield, Massachusetts. So a little fun fact.
hey, look at that. We learn stuff over here. Look at that. We learn education is key. So,
Yeah.
as far as like one more twin question, I have
Mhm.
a set of twins in my family, and I always ask them, they're males. I ask them, like, when you look at your brother, what do you see, a mirror image, or do you just see another man? So, what do you see when you look at your brother?
A lot of people say because our weight has fluctuated up and down. I was always the chubbier twin because he was a lot more athletic than me. So my weight has fluctuated up and down. So some people say we look alike, some people say we don't. But I mean, we're what they call mirror twins. Like we were labeled as identical twins. We grew up just being night and day polar opposites. So whatever he wanted, I naturally always wanted something different. Like, I was in the R&B growing up. He liked rap. My favorite color is blue. His was red. I'm right.
Okay.
I'm right-handed. He's left-handed. I'm in the boys, you and the girls. So
That's amazing. I mean, yeah, I mean, all the way down to that. That is amazing. Even though you guys shared the same room, you still are two different people.
two
Like,
different sides. You see my poster. I had Brandy on the wall growing up. He had DMX. So that's just what it was growing up.
so that's cool though. But I mean, did y'all ever do like the switcheroo thing with the teachers, or
A couple times, but it wasn't like on purpose. It wasn't like something we always plotted. We always kind of naturally fell into that, and it was what it was. Like he was always a class clown. I was more like the scholastic achiever. So he was always getting in trouble, and then I was always getting fucked up because of that. So a few times when we first moved to Atlanta, the few times he had a girlfriend, she always thought it was me, so she'd come and start feeling all up on me and stuff like that. And I was like, so.
Oh my God.
And most time we just fell into the shit,
So it's like a gift and a curse. So,
Yeah,
so to
a gift and a curve. I mean, one thing about my twin is that you always have somebody growing up because we went through a really fucked up childhood. So at least throughout all the bullshit, I had somebody there with me. So it's like I always have a shadow. I can always turn around. He's right there. Same vice versa. We always jokingly say if tragedy ever struck, I got another set of organs somewhere. So like we're pretty good on that front. And then like of course the cons would probably be more so just you're always constantly compared to somebody all your life. So growing up, he was always the fly boy. Girls was always into him. And I thought it was physically like there was something wrong with me. But on top of that, it was more so just because he was more charismatic. He had just more of a swag growing up and versus me. And then now it's kind of switched. I'm more extroverted. I'm all out there. I'm more of a social butterfly than he is. Just growing
you took
up.
your time to find yourself, and that goes to show just because you share genetics doesn't mean you are the same person. Right. So that's cool. That's very cool. So speaking of your childhood, I'm not too sure. You said you were in the Jehovah's Witness religion. Was that when you were a kid, or was that a teenage?
We were born into that religion, so that's all that we knew. Like just growing up, like my earliest just memories was Jehovah's Witness teachings, the Kingdom Hall twice a week. Always like we're praying with certain prayers. We would say the Bible was catered to the Jehovah's Witness organization. So that's all I remember up until my grandmother passed when I was 16, and I kind of came out the closet that night for the first time. Started speaking on that, but that was my tumultuous year when I was going through a whole bunch of other shit, and then I was like, I don't identify with this religion anymore.
I understand.
I like to question shit. I want to know what's going on. So, I was like, why do I have to dedicate myself to a religion that I'm not supposed to question or speak on? It just doesn't make sense to me.
And I totally understand. I have family members that are Jehovah's Witness, so I get what you're saying about that.
And now it's evolved now into something different. So now people can be on social media and my in the 90s, I couldn't associate with friends because they were worldly. We of course couldn't do holidays, couldn't go nowhere, couldn't like go out for sports or anything. Like I had a
No
very
prom.
sheltered lifestyle, school, Jehovah Witness, Kingdom Hall, back home, study, pray. Like I didn't start living my life until I moved to Atlanta when I was 17 and my first birthday was 18. So
Wow, yeah, I understand you. I totally understand you. And we want to say over here at the Lituation, we respect all religions, race, color, creeds, and everything like that. But this is just poetics, a
yeah,
viewpoint.
this is my story. And I no
His
longer associate
story.
with them. But good luck to the JWs and whoever else. That's for y'all.
Exactly. So moving right along, let's move forward. Let's go to Poetic the actor. Okay, let's
Yeah,
get into
yeah.
that. So, searching your IMDb, it says you have appeared in projects such as Mama's Boys for
Mhm.
2 seasons as the character Darnell Chambers. Can you tell me about that character in that project?
So thanks for bringing that up. I wish it was something I could touch more on chasing because actually we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this week. So I'm glad that you brought that
Congratulations.
up. It was a project that I still to this day I'm so proud to be a part of because it kind of thrusted me into the industry. I was just barely like turning 22 at the time, so I didn't really know much about the industry. I just got out of the army that year, so I was in transition, and I met a group of people who were all interested in the entertainment industry and they wanted to do stuff and in various forms. So it was like 4 or 5 of us together and they came to me and was like, Poetic, I think you would be great for this role. And I was like, I've done like a few theater things that I was able to sneak away and do because we couldn't really do much growing up. But
Mhm.
I don't know like how I would do, in front of the camera. We started
Well,
doing test shots and stuff like that. And I was like, a nigga ain't half bad. I actually like this. So it
you
just
should.
instilled in me that fire to go after other roles and put myself into class and to do the teachings and the auditions that I can come into a room and convince y'all I'm somebody I'm not. So I enjoyed that whole fast forward filmmaking project. Like I said, we didn't know what we were doing. We threw it onto YouTube on Facebook first. It blew up,
Yeah.
asking so many questions about it. And then it rose by the spring of 2013. We blew up to what we were as far as amassed like almost 4 million combined total views.
Mhm.
Different Pride events. We put out the DVD. We shipped it all over. So it's still to this day when people stop me for that project, I'm still so proud because we put our heart and soul into something and we didn't know what would come out of it. And then 10 years later, we're still being recognized for something like that.
And that's how most great projects start. Baby Boy wasn't supposed to be that much money.
Yeah.
Fridays, a lot of the good movies
Yeah.
started out not supposed to be something, and it turns into something great. And you
And
did great.
yes,
And, oh,
yes,
I was
exactly. And especially
like,
at that time in just Black gay culture, Noah's Ark
exactly.
been off the air for some time. So
Yes, that was
just
my
for our community, there wasn't nothing for us to watch. So when we threw it out there, all the young Black, especially young Black gay Atlanta, was like, I can see myself in one of these characters, and that's why they latched on to that. So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I was stuck on episode 1 with the mom. I was like, hold on, what?
right.
Calm yourself down. He didn't tell you
Yeah.
nothing bad. But y'all really check into that. So
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna move right along. You also did Christian Brothers for 2 seasons as Zaire Christian. Can you tell me about that project and that role?
It's a project I don't really speak about.
Okay, we can speak on
No, but it's all good because I like to show love where love is due. But just
it. We
creative
can jump over there.
creative different wise, I had to pull myself from that project because I believe that they came together recently and did something new, and I'm no longer associated with that
Mhm.
for my personal benefit. That's why I pulled away. But I appreciate that project for one taking a notice in me, and then also that's the project that landed me out here in LA. So I appreciate that as a stepping stone.
Right. It's
Mhm.
exactly it's the credit.
Yeah.
We
Credit,
can
I
speak
give
on
credit where credit is due, but just other
you
than
know,
that, yeah, it is what it is.
exactly. And then you had Ayala in 2019. Then next you were from what is it, from Zero to I Love You as the
Yeah.
bartender. So
Yeah, it was a quick like little glance, like don't blink scene, but it was nice being able to, like I said, going back to Noah's Ark, like when I first came out the closet in '06, seeing Noah's Ark, that was my representation for me. So then when I came out to LA, being able to work with the members of that project and they already knowing what Mama's Boy was and knowing me and stuff like that, that was like a wow full
yeah,
circle moment. So I
that's
appreciate
lit. That's very lit. That's what I was going to say. Because yes, that's a big. Even though it was a quick second, you still was
it.
around people that you admired as far
Mm-hmm.
as TV and film. So it's
Definitely.
big for you. So I
Yeah, shout
totally
out to
understand.
experiment for that.
Yes. So then you got Sons to the Grave and now Chasing LA. So what is Sons to the Grave?
Sons to the Grave was a independent film starring Trevor Jackson, and I just played like one of the thugs, and in the background or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so another quick like little moment, whatever the case may be. So yeah.
Those quick moments add up. I was actually on Mayor of Easttown on HBO. I played the
Really?
little girl with the red cup, but I played the heck out that red cup. Okay,
You played
listen,
that red cup out, I bet.
I held that cup. I held that cup like it was an Oscar. Okay, look, and get you prepared. All right. So now, before we get into chasing, I want to talk about Poetic Soulja, the artist.
Yes.
How did you discover your love for music?
Well, my love for music, like I always say, like, music is my religion. So when I religion for me, Jehovah Witness was always a touchy subject. I needed something to believe in for me, and music was always my escape. So I remember always writing like little songs back in the day when I was like 11 with my twin and my younger brother. We grew up kind of like with the makings of a group. But then
Mm-hmm.
when I started acting in Mama's Boy and started getting recognized from different things, it didn't really fit the mold because I was, out and gay. And I have my uncle twin brother, and then he would get a lot of slack for that. So I was trying to separate us, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that he gets his light and his right, and then I get my own light and my right.
Look
So
at
I
you.
started branching off and doing my own thing. Even though they've always put out mixtapes, they've always done their thing. I never had my own body of work. I would always like be the vocalist on one of their tracks or sing a song or do a little feature. Like I never had my own stuff. So when the pandemic hit and I was just in this slump, like in this just like mental state where I was like, I need to connect back with myself. It's been a minute. I only did one single when I first moved out here in 2015. And I was like, I need to do something to connect to me. And then I connected with this producer online. And after when things shifted because of the COVID restrictions, I was able to link up with him. And then I created my first album, The Longest Night.
There you go. Oh, we're gonna get into that. We's gonna get into who is your musical influences? Like who influences you? Who do you listen to?
Well, down the vocal Bible, Brandy, she's always been my like each and everything since I was a child.
Okay.
Chris Breezy, Lenny Kravitz, those are things that because I always like I've always felt like I was always going to be a rock star growing up. So Lenny Kravitz was always what I lean towards, but like vocally, Brandy is like everything.
Listening to your music, I definitely get the Lenny Kravitz, especially "I Belong to You." Phil, that's
Yes, and that's my favorite song. That's my favorite Lenny song. Yeah, you just did it.
yes. When I was listening, I was like, oh, I definitely pick up that vibe. I
Yes.
also pick up Amari Hardwick when he does
Okay.
his poetic mix with Sean Stockton.
Yeah.
With Tink is called, I think it's called "This Is Like." I
Oh, I got
definitely got
that.
one of those from one of your songs, but we gonna get into that. So you have 22 singles on Apple Music. The album "The Longest Night" dropped in 2021. A
Mhm.
new single, "Innuendo," okay, which is my genre, is out
Oh,
now.
yeah.
That's out right now. Okay. Did oh yeah, did I get that correct? Are you down to play a musical game?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so we played this game for the first time with Rich Bomb,
Okay.
and he did pretty good. He got 2 out of 3 of his
Okay.
own.
Well, I'm gonna do better.
You gonna
I'm gonna do better. What's up?
These are these are lyrics coming from your own catalog. Everybody, please go check out Poetic Soulja's music. He got mood music for everything. Okay, like seriously. All right, but we can get into these lyrics right here. Now, I'm not a singer. I'm just gonna read them. All
Okay.
right. So now it's too easy. Let me do this one right here. Okay, riding down 85, pocket full of swishers. Up for the
Savages.
night, trying to see them. Oh, look at
Savages.
you! I didn't even finish. I didn't. That is savages. Yes, it
Savages.
is. So,
Savages. That's featuring on Redefine and Some Sort of both my brothers. That was me, like growing up with my brothers, and we in the streets, and we just doing our fucking thing. I'm fucking with my savages tonight. We on our shit. So that's what that song's about.
that is definitely savages. Now, the one thing that got me was what is it? Mischief is all on my mind. Once I pop this rocket, I'm sure that I'm gonna fly. I'm like, let me find out. Okay.
You can talk offline about that.
Talk about that. Okay. All right. So now here go the next one. Ready? Okay.
Okay.
I remember a time I used to be so cold. Swore to the skies that I would never fold. This S on my chest, I'm feeling so bold. What's that?
I want to say Ghost.
Yes!
I
Ghost.
want to say
Definitely.
Ghost because I referenced something like that in Bitter, but I was like, nah, that's Ghost. That's Ghost.
That's definitely Ghost. So what made you come up with that song? Like what mood was you in for that one?
So with Ghost, that song is talking about you're in a new situation with somebody and you're really trying to connect with them. But unless if you have like unpacked stuff from previous stuff, they can lean on you. And I was like, I just feel like, I want to give you my all, but there's some stuff that's still kind of holding me back. So they haunt me like ghosts. And that's
Okay. And the Crown family is keeping score. You are 2 for 2.
what
All righty. Let's see if you can get this last one.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
If you got it, you beat Rich Mom. Like you just beat Rich Mom. Okay, here we go. Now, say it with your chest, little nigga, because I ain't going to budge.
Innuendo.
Yes, yes, innuendo, 3 for 3. Yes, you be Rich Mom. So innuendo, I love that line. Say it with your chest, because you know that's like the Kevin Hart Philly.
Yeah, exactly.
Say it with your, so I heard that. I was like, oh, let me get this. Okay, so what's the theme behind innuendo? What's the mood behind it?
Innuendos, it's funny because I had the beat. I crafted it with, shout out my producer De La. So we were in the studio, we were crafting it, and I sent it to Twin, and I was like, I was gonna name the song like I think Expectations or something like that. Even though I do have a track called Expectations coming out, but he was like, I feel like this song, I got like this vibe, and it's called Innuendos, and he's really good with coming up with hooks. So he just kind of spit back the hook to me, and it was like, I feel like this is what it should be called. And I was like, and then I heard his verse, and I was like, wow, I need to come in there and go something harder. So it was just easy because it's talking about, you kind of going through tumultuous times with whether it be an ex person or a ex friend. And some people like to be, Twitter thugs or jump on and do like little look at Q calling me now. I'm in an interview, Q. So yeah, just shouting out little subliminals and stuff like that. So the innuendo. So
yes, so look at that. You currently hold the crown. The president of the situation just said you hold the crown.
Yeah.
I have to ask this for the ladies in the in the chat. Is your twin single? Just to make sure.
He is involved.
Oh, okay. Sorry, ladies. Can't get none of
If you want to flood his DMs, go.
Send them all the crown pictures, y'all. Send them all the crown. So, okay. So, all right. Speaking of innuendos, now we're going to get into the chasing segment of the interview. And beforehand, we're going to have to talk about some scenes. We're going to put a precursor out here. There is some people that we're not going to discuss. And Poetiik is going to explain lightly why. And then we're going to get into our chasing segment.
Okay.
So go ahead, Poetiik. The floor is yours as to why we're not going to discuss a certain
There is a particular cast member that is on this current season with me right now. And out of respect for just everything and a lot of shit that has gone on behind closed doors. So people don't really know. I'm trying not to bring it more to light. So just out of respect for this individual, I'm going to save that and reserve that for the reunion.
Thank you. So there we go. So that way it's not all awkward when we're like, okay. So let's get into chasing Poetiik, because this is the segment I'm going to call it. We chasing Poetiik.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So how did you hear about chasing reality? How did you get in the series? How did you hear?
So I've always been naturally a fan of chasing reality. I've been watching it for some time, especially since chasing the earlier seasons of Chasing Atlanta. So I was always following Q, and I even remember I DM'd Chasing Reality one time, like, when y'all ever gonna come to LA?
Ooh.
Never got a response back. But me and Andre, we've been cool for years before he was even on the show. We went through a mutual friend. That's actually the party I'm going to tonight. Andre's about to show up in a minute, and we can go there together. But we met through that friend who we're going to support. It's his birthday. So every time I would see him at the parties, it was always love. It was always cool. And then when the flyer went out for season 1 of Chasing LA, I saw him at that mutual friend party, and he was like, "Yo, did they approach you?" I was like, "Nah, ain't nobody saying nothing to me." But I saw people getting tagged and stuff, so I saw it. And I was like, I'm familiar with the Chasing Reality brand. So I ain't trying to go up there and just be like bopping bitches because and I'm trying to ascend into the level of this unbotheredness that I love that I'm in, this bubble.
You try to get on your own Marriott.
I'm my best to stay in there. And I was like, I know what that situation can be like. But when I saw season 1, I saw how it played out. I was like, maybe I should have just kind of threw my name in the ring because I felt like I could have brought something different to season 1. And when I went through the auditions for this season, that's what I told Q and them. I was like, this is what I feel like I could bring to the platform.
Perfect. That's perfect. Now, since you watched, who was your favorite cast member of Chasing LA season 1? Other than Andre. You can't say Andre.
I would say Hershey Hershey was my
Okay.
favorite because I also named Hershey in my auditions. That I feel like naturally in real life, me and Hershey will be best friends because he's so chill and his calm and spirit is very similar to mine. So yeah, Hershey.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, Chasing Poetic some more. We get to get in episode one. We get to meet you and your mentor. How did
Yes.
he become your mentor? If you don't mind me asking.
So shout out Earl Wooten. I love him so much.
Earl
He's a
Wooten.
good friend of mine, confidant. I met Earl my second or third week living in LA. So this was 7 years ago. So he's
Mm,
always been in my life, but he pretty much adopted me like family because I didn't know anybody out here. So,
mhm,
somebody inviting you over on the holidays, like for a warm plate, surrounded by all his family and friends. I was like, damn, like this is great. I love this because I legit don't know. There's been holidays I've been out here and I've spent them alone because I don't know
mm.
nobody out here.
Yeah,
So
know nobody. Yeah.
that meant everything to me. On top of that, just because his age, he always imparts those gems and those wisdom, and that's why I labeled him as my mentor because he gave me that respect. Year 6 for me out here was really tough. And I
Mm-hmm.
was getting ready. I was getting out of a really tumultuous relationship from 2020, and I was just ready to hang up LA. I was like, I'm done. This is not why I moved out here. And he was like, no, focus on your career. Rent a room out in my house, my beautiful home with this view. You get to reset your experience, reset your mind, and still continue to chase. And that's what I was.
And that
That's
is
what I
so
told him.
cool.
I'm the definition of chase. I'm still on this journey.
That's so cool to have somebody to take you under the wing like that.
Yeah, I
Like
love
I
him
think
so
we
much.
all need somebody like that because you're such a good talent and you're a good person, and just to see somebody that's good going through something and helping them out. That's a good person. Your
Yes,
mentor's a
oh,
good
for
person.
sure. Love
I
him, love him.
appreciate you. So you also in that scene, you're talking to Andre. You just explained how you kind of knew him for a long time ago. When was the first time you met Andre?
I met Andre through the mutual friend. Shout out Javante Wilson. It's his birthday party tonight. We met through him. I would say so. Chasing LA came out 2021. I said we met like probably 2019 before the pandemic. It was like 2019.
Okay, cool,
Mhm.
cool. So that's good. So
Mhm.
you got invited to Andre's birthday masquerade event.
Mhm.
Um, how was the event? Because the chat, I ain't gonna lie, I be in the chasing chat and they was eating that up. They said it looked like a dollar party.
It just it's funny like the
It was a
comments.
lot. The comments
The
was
chasing comment, the fans are chasing in the comments are they so reckless and they so chasing. But it was more. It
I
was
love
not at the girl store party. He spent a lot of money on that. I don't understand why they didn't do a nice panorama and see and just to like zoom ups on all the. He took so much time and detail into everything he did. So it's just they had to get us away from the crowd and put us in that smaller room to have those conversations to hear us for audio purposes and stuff like that. But
yeah.
but
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean it was. I had a good time. There was a lot of people there. A lot of people I
Okay.
recognize too. So yeah.
So you wore a mask because it was a masquerade party.
Yeah,
You
I
wore
wore a little mask. I forgot it was masquerade. I had to go run to the store and get a little fucking mask right before. But I mean, it was what it was. Yeah, it worked out.
Okay, exactly.
Mhm.
Next is the Fly King Eye YouTube tutorial. So that's the next scene. Now, again, with these comments is hilarious to me. With Andre and the products. First of all, I would like to know, was the tutorial real? Because I'm hearing I got sources that said the tutorial was fake. It was just staged, so y'all, that way y'all can have a scene.
To be honest, I don't even know the answer to that because I don't know what he does with his content if he puts
Got
it
it.
out there because I haven't seen anything yet. So I was thinking maybe he was saving it for another day or for a particular moment. So I really can't even comment on that. I mean,
Ooh, okay. Well, moving right along. Also in that scene, the comments and I'm not going to blame it on the comments. I gotta keep it real. I'm from Philly. I gotta keep it real. I
okay, keep it
heard
real.
he's very sweaty. Is he sweaty or is he
Who,
just oily?
who Andre?
Yes.
I think it's because he's not like a sweaty person or anything like that. There are some others, but with him, I think it's just the lights. He has really beautiful chocolate skin, so I think he had
Mhm.
like maybe oil on and it would just reflected in the lights or something
And
like
a
that.
lot of scenes. Yeah, okay, okay.
Probably.
It's the baby. Okay. All right. So can we talk about now? You in that scene, you discussed somewhat of an after party that happened after
Well, it
Andre.
wasn't really an after party. I decided to befriend a cast member. We went out, had a good time. Everything was good until it wasn't. And that's
Mm,
when I started kind of getting a sense of like, or just an inkling, I'll say that, an inkling of what this person may be about, whatever case may be.
okay.
So yeah, so I was like,
I
okay,
just I wanted to know what happened to your car. That's I just wanted to.
yeah, my I just came out the part it was like the after party because we went to the bars and then I went to same person who I'm about to get with tonight. I left his little situation and somebody had backed into my car or some shit. It was crazy.
Oh, did you ever catch him?
I never caught him, but I actually don't even have that car anymore. So I have a
Uh,
new car now. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So now, ha ha ha. Now I
Yeah.
got a new one. So Andre was also hinting that it was a bromance kind of forming between you and Jeremy at his birthday party. Was he being messy?
I mean, I wouldn't say he was being messy. Maybe he was just trying to like, throw a little light shade or just trying to placate it, whatever. If there
Mhm.
was that, I didn't see it.
Okay, right. It's like I wasn't checking for it. It happened.
'Cause for me, like if somebody want my attention, somebody trying to holler at me. I'm from up north, East Coast. You got to step to me if that's what you want to do.
Ooh. So
So
wait, side question. How do
I go after what I want. So if I see something I like, I'm gonna go after it. So I mean, that's why I'm saying like, so whatever googly eyes or whatever people thought was,
mhm.
I didn't see it. So
So side question, how do people step to Poetic Soldier? If they try to get to that Poetic Soldier, what's the correct way to step to you?
correct way. I think like just being genuine. I really I, I really fuck with just like real genuine energy. So like as long as you step into me and you cool, we can vibe. I mean, like the great thing about all my exes is that none of them look alike. So I don't never really go off of like, superficial or outside appearances. Of course,
Right.
I have attractions to certain things or whatever the case may be, but it just, from me, I've always connected with the soul. So as
Got
long
you.
as you have like a great personality, you've been through some things, you learn from your mistakes, you grew, then we can rock.
I understand that, and that makes a lot of sense. There you go. So, were you invited to the Friendsgiving at Nicole's part at Nicole's?
I was not. I think production still was trying to keep me away at the time because they
Okay.
wanted to fuse me in at a certain point or whatever. Because
Mhm.
I had no idea until I started doing other scenes and people were bringing up this Friendsgiving, and I was like, What was that?"
Yeah, because you look like what? Like in some.
I didn't even meet Nicole yet. I didn't meet Nicole until San Diego.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. So you didn't. So it's the same thing with the charity event. You wasn't invited at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't invited yet.
Okay, all right. Because Nicole said she invited everybody.
Um,
Ooh, Nicole.
She know she no, I'm saying she probably did. We all submit our things, but based off we don't have access to the storyline and the way things are going. So production sets it up the way they see fit. So
Got it.
they
Oh,
probably
sorry.
didn't feel like it was. They probably just didn't feel like it was a good time for me to meet. I mean, and everything happens for a reason because me and Nicole, we cool as fuck now. So
Yeah, sorry, Nicole. I just wanted to get you. I love her. Okay, so next poetic is spotted with Andre Stalin, the Diamond Crime Mob whole concert
yes,
that
yes,
happened, and that's when you finally got to meet Nicole
yes,
and Rich Bomb in that
yes.
scene. So my first question is, what's your first impression of the naked ball, Rich Bomb?
With him, he has like a ball of energy. So he just kind of came in like half dressed, but just really rowdy and stuff like that. Definitely like barely like Louisiana
Mm-hmm.
spirit down because I knew a couple of people from there, and I was like, well, let's just see what it gives because I try not to go off of first impressions and try to like
Mm-hmm.
get into it. Like let's have a conversation offside, and then after me learning later that he was also served in the military and the things that
Yes.
he kind of been through, that we connect on those things. So.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you think about Nicole's her little twerk in the Versace? In the
she always got a little twerk in her, so like, so I'm all for the good times with that.
I'm looking at was it a good? You think she twerk well? We gotta teach. I'm gonna teach her how to twerk.
Listen, I don't know how to twerk, so I would not be the twerkologist on that. But listen, teach me something. Shit.
Teach her how to say, okay, okay. So, what was your thoughts on Nicole Shade and Fly King Eye? Like, had you met him at that point, or?
I met Fly King I, and of course, because of the tutorial, and I
Mhm.
met him at Andre's birthday party. So
Right.
I've already been around him a couple of times. So when he showed up in San Diego, that's how I was kind of like. People said I was like really extra because I jumped up, but I was excited to finally see somebody else that I had already connected with the
Right.
last few seasons. So I was like, "Hey, it's you!" So,
Right.
so that was fun, and he has a genuine spirit. I mean, I had a good time connecting with him already. So um, the
Okay.
whole I kept hearing about this damn event, this Friendsgiving event, and people not in the right dress code or
Right.
what the case
That's
may
cool.
be.
Right.
So I kept hearing about it, and then I was like, please, can somebody pull up a picture or something? Like, let me see, like, was it that big a deal? I saw it. It wasn't that big a deal to me, but I can also see like you put so much energy into your event, you
Mm-hmm.
expect it to go. Like when I did my album release party in Atlanta back in 2021, I said everybody dressed in all black. So if somebody
Right.
dressed in something else, I would
Yeah.
have felt some kind of way about that. So I get it. Yeah,
Okay. So you understand it.
yeah.
It seems like you understand. We're gonna skip right to the messy stuff because it seems like you keep yourself out of the mess.
I
I
try
just
my
think
best to
it's
keep out of it.
talented. I like the walk ups. Like that's my favorite part is your walk ups
Oh,
because you
thank you.
walk up like I call you military man. Like
Yeah, you see, like it's just
yeah, it's just yeah, like
that's it. It's just straight here. It's called all about the posture. So
all about it. And I'll be seeing it. And I'm like, I like it. I gotta rewind your walk-ups. So we saw you walking up down the Friendsgiving. They did a rewind to have a
yeah,
scene for you and Rich Baum.
yeah.
And I so love when you guys give that vulnerable side of yourself.
Mhm.
You already have done it with Ayamla. What made you make the decision to do it with Chasen as well?
Because when it came to fix my life, they had a particular, and I was on a podcast a couple of days ago, and I explained it. So shout out to Ricky and King and Queen Talk podcast. But they had a particular story they were trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So what y'all got was just a tip of the iceberg of my life and also just the realism of everything because a lot of things were edited out and things that of my real, the gut and the meat and the potatoes was taken out. So
Mm-hmm.
the main reason why I joined Chasing Reality was to tell my story on my own terms.
There you go. That makes
Mm,
sense. I
mm,
like that. And you definitely are. You know, you're showing your cool, calm, collected side. I would like to ask you, what did you think about? Because I'm gonna make you talk some shit tonight. What did
okay.
you think about Rich Baum's music?
I mean, I like his music. I feel like he brings out another side. Like, I mean, hopefully I can get him on one of my tracks one of these days. But he brings out, that ratchet turn up side. I mean, we all for it. After this, I'm
I
about to
like
turn up
it.
the
Yeah.
music and start getting into it. So I got a few of his songs saved on my playlist.
Okay. So now the cast that have music, who other than Rich Baum, who else would you like to feature with? Have you listened to anybody else's music?
I have Fly King I is actually on my new track that's coming out in 2 to 3 weeks. So I got him on a track called Chameleon with my boy Ron Baker, and then simultaneously I'm releasing another track called The Chase. No pun intended, because I was working on that song before that, and it's featuring Andre. He has an alter ego called Him. He's talking his shit on it. I
What?
got La Lucy, and I got Rico Cassadine from Chasing Atlanta. So though they're all on these two tracks, I'm about to release in the next couple of weeks.
Andre rapping now? What?
He's doing like a it's like it's more so just kind of for his music brand. So
Uh,
he's just more so just kind of like, I thought it would be good for him because I don't want to say I inspired him to get in the booth, but like he met up for me at the studio. You'll see later in the season, and I was just like, hey,
to hop on the mic and see
hop
what you
on it.
got.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know, because he when if you ever see him at a hosting event, he's talking this shit. He's going back and forth like he really keeps the crowd engaged. So I wanted
Okay.
that type of energy for that track, and he delivered. So yeah,
Okay. Well, Andre, we want to talk about you. I want to hear some bars.
yeah.
Bars. Okay. But all right. So now that we just met each other, Mixer. All right. This is like the first time all the cast, well, majority of the cast is in the room together.
Mhm.
It's shit flying everywhere, like stuff going on. And we just see Poetic Stalin chilling on the couch next to Callie. Callie
Sipping.
sipping and chilling next to Callie.
That's
Was
it.
Callie sipping? Was the dog sipping too?
I think that Callie did lick my cup at one point in time. I'm not gonna lie at that.
She
Callie
was
was just very chill and calm, and I was like, let's just sit on our own little bubble. At one point in time, I almost dozed off next to Hershey. I was like, listen. I don't know. This is just how I generally move. I need to know you to, or even like be invested to give a fuck. So like, I don't know any of y'all. I don't know any of y'all. And then y'all keep talking about shit from last season. Of course, I naturally heard things from Andre, but I wasn't there. I
Mhm,
also don't want to come off as a viewer and be speaking
mhm.
on things that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people speaking in generalizations. Oh, well, y'all bitches. And if y'all ain't got Poetic's name on it, it ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's what I was going to ask you about the whole y'all word. So did you feel offended about that at
Not at
all?
all.
There
Not at
you
all.
go. Okay. So you just was chilling, like I mean,
Yeah.
are you tired of this whole LLC stuff? Like, are
Yeah,
you?
I'm so tired of it, I'm tired of talking about it, but I just feel for Andre a lot because I can't imagine somebody coming from my livelihood like that. Like you
Mhm.
coming for like something that I've invested a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears in. Bitch, we ain't never speaking. I ain't never like I could never be cool with anybody who
I
moves like
wish
that.
you had it.
So to me, that like speaks volumes, and I know people are trying to make amends and stuff like that, but I don't know. I can't rock like that.
So with this whole LLC thing, do you feel like you taking a side? Like, do you feel like you have a side, or you just neutral?
I mean, I'm Team Andre on that all day. What so all the multiple people that were involved, and I knew that there was a nice little bunch of them that were
Yes.
involved. I think that they were all in the wrong because it's like, why not invest that money into your own shit, into your own craft, and then like keep it moving. Whether it was $25 or $725, that could go into your own art. Why do
Okay.
that to sabotage somebody else? Are you that pressed? Like it just to me it was just a bad look. I can never get on board with that.
Pop your shit. Pop your shit. Okay. So now, we was also Rich Mom had after all of that mess had happened. I do want to ask you about Jeremy with the hoodie. Do you feel like Jeremy was overstepping when he put his hands on Rich Bomb to try to like? Well, Rich Bomb says he pushed him. And
Yeah, I think it was just a culmination of all the things. Like the tension in that room was so thick, and that was
mhm.
my first group. So that's why I'm sitting there like, all right now, like I don't know if people about to start like, listen, listen, I'm,
Say
I'm,
like you cute, but you can fight. So it's
I'm
like
right here because if somebody get too close, it's going to be a crazy chain reaction. So
got you.
I'm trying to keep it real cute. But then I see like bitches is being thrown around, and then when they were all stumbled in the hallway, I couldn't see really, but I heard about it. That I guess
Mhm.
in the heat of the moment, Jeremy, I guess, tried to like get everybody because of we were so loud, get everybody back into the apartment, but in simultaneously grabbing, saying bitches, get in, or y'all bitches need to
Mhm,
like
mhm.
stuff like that. So it was a combination. It was like he was asking me to call him back. He got away. Um,
Sorry, kid.
it's like a combination of those two things. Like not everybody's gonna be kind to the word bitch,
Got
and
you.
on top of that, you're physically trying to move me or push me or whatever. It's
Mhm.
just it's you stepping in dangerous territory. To me, it's like you what you trying to rock. Like what are we doing? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get where Rich was coming from with that because also they were just getting to know each other. So it was just a bad setup. But Jeremy tried his best to try to keep the peace and try to diffuse the situation.
Yeah, and it looks that way. It just seemed like it was a lot.
Yeah,
So
it was a lot.
also,
It
I
was a lot.
asked everybody. William the Baddest also made his interest in that mixer. What was your first impression of William the Baddest? Poetic. I mean, you can't do this too. Rich Baum did the same
This
thing.
drink is so good. So I put this Blanco tequila up in this little mix with this lemonade and the orange juice. This shit is hitting, y'all. I just want to tell y'all this shit.
Next
Oh
question.
no, shade aside, I don't know him, right? So I remember seeing him back in the day years ago out in the West Hollywood streets. We would just kind of like casually like run into each other, but we didn't know each other, and there was never like much interaction. It was probably like a oh hey, or just kind of like I
Right.
see you, like just very minor.
Like, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah, just that was just like that. So when I heard that he was on the cast, because I heard somebody, because I kept hearing that there were four newbies and I was one of them, and I
Uh-huh.
heard that there was a white boy who also did music, and and he was one of the first people that popped in my head, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. So when I saw him walk in the room, he came in
Ready to
in
ready.
true fashion, you know, it's the confidence for me, really. But really, the energy already shifted because King Payne had walked in. So he
Mm-hmm.
walked in, and when he walked in, you know, the energy just completely shifted. And like, oh shit, like okay, so this is my first time seeing him. This is the person everybody keeps talking about, right?
That's what I'm going to talk about. Yeah.
And then William came in, and then you know I'm the thickest white boy. Da 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 da. So I was like, nigga, what the fuck is going on? What topic? What clown shit is going on? There's a lot of shit going on, y'all. I'm not ready for this. There's a lot of shit going on. So I'm just sitting here sipping, like, who's next? Who about to come through this one? Because
You got the drunk dog right here. You got the thickest white boy in the
there's
money
a
suit.
lot going on
It's
in
a
this
lot going
motherfucker.
on. Yes. So now King Payne, you brought it up. Official King Payne walked into the room,
Yeah.
and from what I'm hearing from the comments from everybody, it's like he just brought the when he walked into the room.
I'm not gonna
What was your
lie. It's
first
like because I
impression?
never people because even like there was a scene where Rich had asked, "Do I know him?" Because I'm
Yes, he was
cool
a
with Andre, and I was like, "I'm not lying to y'all. Yes, I saw season one. Yes, I heard of this person. I kept referring to him as a character
as a
because
character.
I
Yes.
was I'm aware of this character. I do not know this man. I don't know him for nothing. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I'm not going to, but also with that same vein, I'm giving everybody equal opportunity space to get to know everybody. And
God.
that's when I came into this situation. I'm trying my best to meet everybody on a genuine level. Some people have had success with that. Some people I haven't. So with him, we never really like knew we didn't know each other. We didn't interact. We never spoken until that moment. He's flapping the fan. He's doing all his things. So I was just like, okay, this is King Pain.
King Pain. So what was your first impression? Like, did
Um,
it live up to the hype, or is it just like, okay?
I felt like because there was only me, Hershey, and then him. I was like, he flapping this fan really, really hard. It's not that hot in here. It was like the AC is going. The AC is going. So I was like, what are you doing? You got a coat on, brother. Take the coat off. Like, but I was
Jesus.
just like, it's just a lot of large than life personalities here. So am I meeting the person or am I meeting the character or the ego? Like somewhere in
Mhm.
between, who is this person? So
Got you. I
yeah.
understand. Okay. So now, fast forward to last night's episode. First of all, Rich Bomb had like a game night. I want to say they called it a game night. Were you
Yeah.
invited to that game night?
I was not invited to that. I don't
Okay.
believe so. No.
All right. Did you see the food? He said that
I
one of
saw
them.
the food. He owed me a plate. He,
Oh,
I
okay.
need a
Me
plate.
too. All the way here in
He
Philly.
owe me. He going to cook one of these days. He owe me a plate.
Exactly. Okay, there we go. So we on that same page. That's good. Now your game night, last night's episode, your
Yes.
game night. Where was the games at, sir? What games did y'all play?
So we so we did have a few things that were scheduled and it just didn't really go that well. But mainly the game was pool. So I was shooting pool. We have a pool table. So
Okay.
shooting pool, and then I house because I didn't want to do a messy question game thing again. I didn't want
Yeah.
to do that. And what I wanted to do was this we draw like characters of situations or of each
Okay. Like
other, and we
charades.
had to like charades, and we had to kind of guess who was who. So I felt like it was a nice balance between a game, but also a little spice. But it just didn't work out. We never got to it. So
Okay. So speaking of the questions and the mixers and everything, everybody got to ask a question, but I didn't get to hear your question. But
yeah,
tonight
they I don't think they. I mean, I asked a question, but just editing, they cut it. They
you
cut
didn't get
me out. I'm
it.
not really with the mess, so a lot of my shit gets cut out, but
That's
that's okay. I'm fine with that. I made peace with that. But there wasn't. I don't think there was. I'm trying to remember because it was such a long time ago. What was said? I think this. It was one of the questions of like, who do you see? Hey, shut up.
I don't remember.
Um, yeah, it was. I think it was one of the messy questions, like who do you not see it for, whatever.
Yeah, because that's what I'm going to ask
I
you.
was like,
Who
we
do
could
you
just
not see it
yeah,
for?
because I was like, I don't know anybody to really answer this game, so like I was like, I don't want to do that.
Okay, well, now that you've seen the season, you filmed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you not see it for?
Um, I mean, I'm gonna go with just because we spoke about it last night on the after show. I'm just gonna continue that train with William the Baddest. Just because like of the energy that he came in. To me, in my personal opinion, I don't really feel like this is the right platform for him. Just because this platform was originally designed for people of color to showcase our talents in our space and stuff like that. Like I said, as the things grow on, maybe I can get to know him as a person. We did chat offline. He did hit me up on Instagram, and I'll be honest about that because he was not too fond that I wanted to, in fuck Mary kill him off. So I mean, they asked me a question. This is why I don't like speaking on niggas. This is why I don't like speaking on people because everybody's going listen.
I asked
Everybody's not meant for everybody. So you know what I'm saying. And with him, I like we have yet to have that moment where we could really connect as people. I think last night was maybe the first time we had a genuine conversation. But even still, it's just there's this barrier. There's this, you know what I'm saying. So I just don't. I don't know why there's that disconnect with him. I think because of some of the things that he's been through, and then he shared with me also just even just filming this season, he has like this guard up or whatever. So it's like I don't feel like I'm penetrating enough to like
Yeah,
know
yeah,
the real person. So
yeah.
right now, at least I can kind of assess for the people that I do rock with and the people I don't.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you kind of look like the guys that beat him up on Bad Boys.
Listen,
So that's probably why he got
he
a little
spoke on that last night
bit.
too. I'm like, if that's what you want to do for your career and your brand,
Yeah, They
Kudos.
knocked his fault off. But so that's why I understand that. Now, speaking of fighting, did you get into a lot of fights when you were younger?
When I was younger, yeah, we grew up in the project, so naturally, and then also just the whole Jehovah Witness thing. So they
Yeah.
like
I was gonna
girls or whatever. So they would always try me and twin. And if they try and twin, and they try me, so I'm sitting right there like, "What's up?" Like, because you already know if one hit coming, another hit coming after you. So it was very much on that level. Same thing with, and then also I got a lot of slack. People was dropping the F bomb on me. I'm saying
oh
talking shit
no.
about me.
Yeah.
So there's been many times me and him have both got suspended for jumping on a
There you
nigga.
go.
So,
Follow
like,
up.
we got into a lot of fights going for the duality of what I just spoke of. So.
Got it. So you just right now you trying to be on your own Marriott, the calm
Yeah,
poetic soldier
I
from
really
Stevie.
do feel that peace just in my life because in my early 20s, still living in Atlanta, and then also just exiting out the military, I was on my rowdy hot boy shit. I was in the bars in Atlanta, I was in the clubs, and I would get into like a lot of altercations. Even like some of the people around me say, "Oh yeah, Poetic, he was just ready to fight," and I'm like, not anymore. I used to be. I'm not there anymore. So it being, even though it's like a joke because I put myself in this situation. I signed the
Mhm.
contract knowing what I was doing and knowing how these motherfuckers rock. But I still feel like I'm still maintaining at least that perimeter.
You
So
are. You definitely are. And that's cool because everybody, I mean, we can look at you and tell you can fight, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like you definitely are portraying yourself as that cool, calm, collected, trying to be unbiased, but we are seeing you with the cool kids, so to speak, a
so
lot.
I'm a cool kid, mama. Look at me. I'm a cool kid. I didn't
Mhm.
I didn't know I was never a cool kid like that. But I mean, there is naturally, I do feel like a camaraderie with Nicole and Rich because we are the newbies, and I
Mhm.
feel like sometimes the comments are really reckless
The
towards
newbie.
us because we're newbies. So what we can't have a say. We were cast to look
Right.
and look pretty. Like I don't get it. So I get that, but then I also, in retrospect, see how they've also managed their situations. And I
Mhm.
see both sides of everything. And then Andre's my brother, so I'm always going to have his back. So I naturally am in the middle of
You
all
are.
the stuff going on now. And you'll see as the season plays out, it's fucking tiring. And trying my best, people. I'm trying.
So last question is how was it being out in the military? Like how was that? Was that still a thing? Was there still a stigmatism on
It
you?
was still a thing. I remember I was doing my training to become a sergeant in the Army, and I was training at Fort McCoy in Wisconsin in December, coldest month of the year, negative 16-degree weather, and we were out there doing our thing. But then I remember laying in my bunk, and then all the soldiers was just running the hallway, half dressed, and
Ooh,
so
that's
I was
already fun.
off, like just running back and forth. Yay, we could be gay now, and I was like, what are y'all talking about? And then somebody said that Obama had just, repealed the
Don't
DNC.
ask, don't tell. Mhm.
So I was like, okay, like, what is this? This don't fucking mean nothing. Like, especially because the unit I was, and I'm working with like Army vets from like World War whatever. I'm just
Ooh,
like, they don't give a fuck about none of this shit.
yeah.
So for me, I still maintained. I've never been DL, but during the 4 years that I was in the military, I always maintained a very discreet
Mm,
demeanor. So it's like if you know, because I fuck with you out of uniform, in
got
my
it.
whole life. You know what I'm saying? But on base, I still maintain a professionalism. I came in to do a job. I'm gonna do the job. I don't want motherfuckers looking at me sideways because I fuck with guys. They think I can't do the job adequately.
Right. Your sexuality has nothing to do with
Has
your
nothing to do with
capacity
it.
for the job at all. It doesn't. And I wish people would get that out their head. Like
Yes,
that's
yes.
crazy to me. But I'm happy that you're living in your truth. You seem happy. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? You seem content. You're finding your
Okay.
stride. We are so happy you agreed to do the interview, even though I
Thank
had to
you.
a
Thank
little
you.
bit, a little bit. But it wasn't bad. See, it's
It
over.
wasn't.
It's not
Yeah, I
bad.
thought I was gonna ask like way more messier questions. So
I mean, I could, but I want you to
what you
come back.
got? What you got? We got a few minutes. What you got?
Can we see it with no shirt on? Can you take your shirt off? You just lift it up.
Not right now.
Damn, see, I tried. I
I
tried.
ain't been working out like the last few days. I ain't feeling myself.
So what
I'm
can we expect from you, Poetic Soldier? Like, what are you getting into? You know, like,
So everything is just all my focus has been just about the album right now. Just because I feel like I kind of almost embarked on too big of an endeavor with this album. It's a lot different than the first one. It has a lot more different type of sounds, a lot more different features from artists. I'm working with other people beyond just my brothers. So just the negotiations and waiting on features and getting different sounds and just tweaking it just right has gotten me on my wit's end. But I have to see this project through so I can move on to what's next. Because I have some other things on the line, and I'm trying to make sure I can just give my full focus to that. So right now it's just the album, and I'm looking for a fall release. So hopefully by the reunion, I'll be able to announce the date. That's what I'm going for. So I'm super excited about that. I can give you the title. The new album is called "The Man in the Bubble." It's all about my personal peace and happiness and maintaining the bubble that I am and living my life to the fullest. So you could definitely
I
check.
love it. Yes, thank you so much. And if you ever need a girl from Philly that can give you a twerk face, I can't
Okay.
twerk that well, but I can give you a twerk face. Like, you know,
Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can hold the cup real good in the back. So, you know, that's really good. But, you know, we're going to take some questions from the Crown family. You know what I'm saying? Who's your favorite cast member now? Can't say Andre. No
Oh,
Andre.
then Nicole by default would be Nicole.
Nicole is the favorite. Like, y'all just,
I love Nicole. I love Nicole. It hurts me to see some of the comments, but it's like I can't go back and forth with everybody. That's not even my speed, anyways. But I just feel like she's getting especially after last night's episode, the one comment she said compared to the other comment, it just to me it's not balanced. So it's people it's just because they built up their fan base since season one, people gonna ride for them, and I get it, I get the dynamics, but I love Nicole. Love Nicole.
yeah, yeah, I see it. Nicole just comes in like, bam, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And she's unapologetic, and I
Yes.
understand how Philly is, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, do we have any questions do you have anything you want to say? You want to pop your shit? You want to talk about, you know what I mean? Like, what's good?
I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be on this platform, and just stay tuned for the season. Y'all not even halfway through, so there's still a bunch more shit that's about to unravel. We're getting
Sure.
into the Palm Springs trip next week, which is
Yes.
about to ramp up the drama. So just stay tuned. It's been a hell of a ride thus far, and yeah, that's it.
We have a question. So, you know, if there's one thing that you would change about the season so far, what would it be?
LLC, LLC, LLC. I don't want to talk about that shit no more for me. So that's where I'm at. I'm tired of that.
Oh my goodness. So do you have any beef with official campaign? Like are y'all cool
I
or
don't I don't have any beef with him. He's in the category with the others that I just feel like I don't know as a person. I don't I, we've never had a personal conversation like man to man on like dreams and aspirations or what are you into, what are you not into. I've heard some inklings from other people, some remarks were made or whatever. There's also a tense situation that happens between me and him coming up in the season. Um, and that to me also, speaking truth, turned the course of things for me.
okay.
Just because I at that point I was going into every scene still being my happy-go-lucky self.
Hmm.
I never once ever went into a scene that I felt like I had to put up my defenses and my guard up. And after that scene, it changed for me. So I started looking at everybody completely different. Like just because I'm
Oh,
cool with everybody doesn't mean everybody cool with me. So after
right.
that scene, that switch things, we of course made up, but I still got I got my little Forrest Whitaker eye on him. So like I'm just trying to
Forrest Whitaker.
I'm trying to still see like we just don't know each other. And at this point, all I can say is that he's a cast member. I'll see him soon, I'm sure.
There you go. I understand that. It's the Forrest Whitaker for me. It's a meme that says Forrest Whitaker. Like he looked like he took Dayquil and Nyquil at the same time.
Oh,
That cracks me up all the
they
time. I
killed
wonder
you like
why. But
that?
yes, I totally understand, and I can't wait to see the scene. And I hope you guys get it together because I think all the castmates should just go get LLC tatted on their wrist somewhere, so that way it'll be a
I don't ever want to hear about LLC again. Let's
it'll be
hold that
a
this in front of that. Like,
because I mean, this thing is just like everything. And I see official campaign in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And he says, I didn't build the brand. We said I didn't build my fan base from season one. I He said, I can on the brand with my own. He said he came on the show with his own fan base.
And I can respect that because I come from the YouTube space, so I get that. So yeah,
Yeah, so you all come
well.
chasing. That's
And I yeah, I also never said and like he never built his fan base from season one. Like some people have, because some people were what I heard here. Some people were scrambling during season one to try to get it together or try to create their storylines or whatever the case might be. So I get you can kind of see like real recognize as well. So I know that he has a huge following on YouTube, and every week we see the crowns in the comments. So you can't deny that.
yes.
But
And you're in the home of the lituation. This is his baby right here. So you are so bold and you survived the lituation. You
I
popped
survived.
your shit and you kept it lit. And I'm so happy about that, Poet. And you gotta come back. Even
Yeah.
after we see the scene, you gotta
Okay.
come back. Because Rich Bond made me like him after he was all up in the Kingpin face.
Okay.
So if you could change my mind, you know what I'm saying? And I never had a problem. I was so excited to interview you because there's so much, you have so much content out there. You give so much of yourself. And
Thank
I
you.
could see so much bigger things for you.
Mhm.
I'm so happy that you're here. I got to talk to you, and the Crown family likes you,
Hey,
loves
Q,
you.
I'm in the middle of an interview. I'm gonna call you back in
Yeah,
like
tell Q we almost over, okay? Like this is my time. I'm reclaiming my time. We're going to let you go because you got some things to do. I appreciate anything you want to say, any shout outs you want to give to your city. You know,
shout out to Springfield, Mass 413, hold it down. Shout out to all my besties. Shout out to my loved ones. Shout out to everybody, all my day one soldiers that's been rocking with me since the Mama's Boy days. I appreciate you. I see a lot of the same names. I see a lot of the references and comments and stuff like that. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this journey. Stay tuned. The Man in the Bubble is coming soon this fall, so stay tuned for that.
All right, and that was Poetiik Soulja, guys. I am Philly Chica Poetiik Soulja. Tell them where they can find you at because they need to get all this.
All my socials are all the same. So it's POETIIKSOULJA. So look for me.
Yes, get on the Instagram because he got a picture in there and some like a thong, like a right. I was like, oh, so but
I was
okay.
feeling myself that day.
Yeah, I saw. Okay. Yes. So get up on that Instagram, y'all. Get up on that Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. His music is
Thank y'all.
everywhere.
Thank y'all.
Chasing reality every Thursday. You'll see Poetiik there too. We great
Check us
see you.
out next Thursday, episode 7 on the way.
Soul 7 on the way. He said he finna get spicy. Oh my God, I'm scoring. I'm scoring. So just a little bit. I am Philly Chica. This has been your Chasing Reality recap for Friday. We have Poetiik Soulja as my guest today. I'm so happy. You can find me at Philly Chica 2016 on everything. Also in my Cash App at $ Philly Chica 01.
Hey.
Poetiik, what's your Cash App?
My Cash App is my name. Cash is the $ and then Cornell and the letter C and then my last name SEWELL. So Cornell C Sewell is my Cash App.
Say your last name again.
My last name is Sewell. It's like Jewel, but with an S. Mm-hmm.
I like that, Sewell. Look at you. See, you got a banging last name. I think
A lot of people used to fuck it up growing up, so I appreciate you saying that. Yeah.
See, I get it right. Like I said. So thank you so much, Poetic Justice. Poetic Justice. Why keep calling you Poetic?
People keep calling me that. It's fine.
Next album, put that out, Poetic Justice.
It's coming. I feel like it needs to come. So yeah, for sure. That's how.
And if you use that name, I with my 33 and the third. Same thing I told
We'll talk offline about that.
Yeah, so thank everybody for tuning in. This has been the recap. This is our show. Have a great night, everybody. We will see you next week with another bomb interview with another cast member. And he popped his shit and he kept it lit. So Boris said hi. Let's go. 83 for 3. He beat you, Rich Bomb.
Ain't nobody beating that.
Ain't nobody beating that. So that's it, y'all. Good night. Bye.